To start with, our research paper is entitled General and Academic Vocabulary Sizes and Reading Comprehension of the First Year BS Ed English Students of Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. This chapter presents us the problem and its background. Reading comprehension is essential in learning as it aids students to improve their skills, knowledge, and experiences for them to become more competent and enthusiastic readers. Having an excellent reading comprehension skills develop one's learning process since it helps students not only in English class but also in all areas of academic study. Therefore, vocabulary provides students with instruction in specific words that are important to students' content learning or understanding of a particular text. In addition, vocabulary expands a child's knowledge of words, which provides them unlimited access to new information in the text. Likewise, the vocabulary size is also connected with this as it tries to examine the knowledge of the learners to fully understand the general and academic words. In addition, it serves as a good predictor of the reading comprehension level of the students. It is thus important for teachers to ensure that learners acquire adequate vocabulary to be able to read and comprehend academic text well. However, the connection between the reading comprehension ability and the vocabulary size is dynamic and complex. Vocabulary knowledge is therefore a vital language learning element that has to put into consideration when enhancing the reading comprehension in addition to knowledge of English grammar. In fact, the learner's ability in the acquisition of knowledge could be affected if they have low vocabulary knowledge. Therefore, it is essential to know what it takes for a learner to understand and comprehend what he or she is reading, specifically when they are challenged with reading texts of academic nature. This entails the notion that the vocabulary provides opportunities for students to be successful in the classroom learning because it connects to their acquisition of knowledge. In fact, revealing the importance of having sufficient vocabulary for reading comprehension results to the knowing of the words, which includes its form, meaning, and also the usage. Although relevant studies have already been made to examine this area in order to provide understanding of the relationship of general and academic vocabulary to the reading comprehension of the first-year BS Ed English students, yet limited information and data is available to elaborate further the specific significant relation of the variables that is trying to examine by the researchers. Thus, this study would like to attempt in filling in the void and provide a clear understanding of the relation in the research field in order to seek necessary actions and resolutions to the problem. In this sense, the researchers would like to conduct the study to determine the level of general and academic vocabulary sizes and its relationship to the reading comprehension of the first-year BS Ed students at Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. English literature is one of their major subjects that requires them to engage in various reading comprehension and introduces them to more types of vocabulary. In this course, their acquired knowledge about literature are essential for their capabilities to understand meaningful texts that are needed to complete these subject areas. More so, the researchers aim to determine or examine the relationship between reading comprehension and vocabulary, predominantly in the phases of general vocabulary and academic vocabulary proposed in English learning within the educational context. By investigating the relationship between reading comprehension and vocabulary, this study will be able to increase a valuable finding to the frame of studies, highlighting the significance of vocabulary in reading comprehension. Likewise, general and academic types of vocabulary were engaged into deliberation to reveal another essential aspect that should be added to the study in the relationship between the reading comprehension. Through the results, further inferences will be offered for first-year BS Ed English students for academic purposes. Hence, based on the findings, the researchers also proposed an instructional material to improve the skills of students in terms of reading comprehension and enrich their level of vocabulary in order to have a successful teaching and learning. Now, let us proceed to the statement of the problem. This study aims to determine the level of vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary and its relationship to the reading comprehension of the first-year BS Ed English students of Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following questions. First, what is the level of vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary of the respondents in terms of general vocabulary and academic vocabulary? Second one, what is the level of reading comprehension of the respondents? Third one, is there a significant difference between the level of vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary of the respondents? Fourth one, is there a significant relationship between the vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary and the level of reading comprehension of the respondents? And lastly, based on the results of the study, what instructional materials could be proposed for teaching different vocabulary and reading comprehension? Moving on, let us now discuss the statement of the hypothesis. First, there is no significant difference between the level of vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary of the respondents. Second one, there is no significant relationship between the vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary and the level of reading comprehension of the respondents. Now, let us also discuss the theoretical framework. This study is anchored from various educational theories and insights which are of great relevance to the subject matter to be discussed. We have the social constructivist theory, the cognitive theory, and the schema theory that supports the conduct of the study.
First, we have social constructivist approach, commonly known as Vygotskian theory, which was introduced by Lev Vygotsky in year 1978, that views reading not only an act of decoding, but also as a social interaction in real-life circumstances. This approach mainly believes that a person can extend or widen his or her reading comprehension and proficiency together with a meaningful interaction. Additionally, this represents the readers as dynamically constructing an intellectual representation by relating new information from the text they read with formerly attained knowledge as they have attained successful level of vocabulary size. Having a good vocabulary can help learners to go a long way towards successful reading. When considering the vocabulary and the comprehension of the learners, we also have the cognitive theory that suggests readers create meaning through written language. This theory focuses more on the study of how people think, comprehend, and recognize. From the cognitive perspective, the learners will involve on the conversion of information into the knowledge which was stored in their mind. Cognitively based perceive that reading comprehension put emphasis on the interactive nature of reading and the constructive nature of comprehension. Besides, the students' prior knowledge are really helpful to easily understand the text and to improve their comprehension during the reading process. According to Glenn 2013, teaching vocabulary methods will help the learners to truly understand the material as it is necessary and important as they enter grade level in which they may encounter various words and vocabulary. The cognitive theory that is suggested by the two prominent figures in cognitive psychology, Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky, will be used to frame the research in teaching vocabulary as well as strategies in order to aid its comprehension. The third theory is the schema theory that suggests that in the interactive process of comprehending a text and the reader's background knowledge, there is a need of ability to relate the textual material to one's own knowledge. This explains that the reader's background knowledge connects with the conceptual abilities and processing strategies to enhance the comprehension. It deals with the synonyms and antonyms of the word, analyze the morphological features of the words, and use their prior knowledge to determine the meaning of the words. Let's now proceed to the conceptual framework of the study. The diagram shows the framework of the study that illustrate the graphical representations of the study manifested through boxes that are interconnected with one another using arrows. The first box contains the independent variable, which is the vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary of the respondents in terms of general vocabulary and academic vocabulary. The double-headed arrow inside the first box represents whether the indicators in the independent variables has a significant difference. However, the single-headed arrow between the diagram represents whether the independent and dependent variable has a significant relationship. The second box contains the dependent variable, which is the reading comprehension of the respondents, which are the first-year BSed English students of Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. The box in the bottom part is connected to the independent and dependent variables that comprises the output, which is the instructional materials for teaching different vocabulary and reading comprehension. Let us now move on the synthesis of the study. In line with this, the aforementioned literature and studies present and determine that vocabulary size positively aids the students' reading comprehension, specifically when readers have an extensive expressive general vocabulary and academic vocabulary. Hence, various studies presented how crucial vocabulary size is in enhancing one's reading comprehension, as it enables learners to acquire new knowledge and understand meaning on various passages that they read. Additionally, acquiring adequate vocabulary size paves the way of comprehending academic texts. Therefore, it is essential to know what it takes for the students to understand what he or she is reading, particularly when faced up to with reading texts of academic nature. It is being indicated that the relationship of the two presented variables is complex and dynamic. Accordingly, the vocabulary size of students can be increased and, in return, enriched vocabulary growth may lead to higher level of reading comprehension. With that, teachers should encourage students to engage in extensive reading activities since there are some accumulative evidences indicating the benefit of reading in helping learners to develop vocabulary size and text comprehension. Needless to mention, students also need to know that having a sufficient vocabulary knowledge is an important lifelong skill in order to successfully acquire proficient reading comprehension that they can apply throughout their academic life and beyond. Moreover, according to the given local and foreign studies and literature, vocabulary size is a substantial and significant factor of developing one's knowledge, and it was found to be strongly connected with an individual's reading and writing abilities, and discretely associated with one's listening ability. To conclude, both local and foreign literature and studies provides us an ideas and background about the research topic and some assumptions on the relationships between the vocabulary size of different types of vocabulary and the level of reading comprehension of the students.
Now, I will present to you the methods of our research paper. So in this study, the researchers will use the quantitative research, specifically the descriptive comparative and descriptive correlational methods of research. According to Bandari 2021, quantitative research is the process of collecting and analyzing numerical data. Quantitative research uses measurable data to formulate facts and uncover patterns in research. On the other hand, descriptive research design describes the nature of the situation as it exists from the study of the study and to explore the cause of a particular phenomenon. It establishes association between variables. Descriptive comparative designs considers two variables which are not manipulated and establishes a formal procedure to compare and conclude that one is better than the other if significant difference exists. However, correlational research design will be used in this study to determine how the independent variables describe or relate to the dependent variables. So for our research locale, the study will be conducted at Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus in academic year 2021 to 2022. Likewise, the respondents of this study will be the first-year students under the program of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, to determine the level of general and academic vocabulary size and its relationship to the reading comprehension. Researchers choose the first-year BS and English students as their respondents since they are the ones who are just starting the college level, where reading comprehension should be well established in order for them to cope up at the higher level of academic endeavors. Moreover, researchers will select 86 first-year BS and English students generated from a population of 109 students who enrolled for the school year 2021 to 2022 in Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. So, for our sampling technique, the researchers will use a purposive random technique to gather respondents of the study. Purposive random sampling is a technique in which the researchers will choose random respondents of the population to participate in the study based on the objective of the study. In addition, the Rousseff calculator will be used for the computation of the sample size of the respondents. Moving on, the researchers will use tests which will be distributed using the online method in which the researchers will seek approval from the target respondents through a consent letter. In line with this, the researchers will use sets of exam or tests for the reading comprehension and to measure the size of vocabulary of the respondents as well as their knowledge for both the general and academic vocabulary. The first set of tests is the reading comprehension test, which aim to measure students' reading comprehension. Students will take a reading comprehension test of 20 items within a 30 minutes time constraint. The two reading comprehension passages were changed to shorten its length and meet an equal readability level. The maximum score of the students are 20 that are scored equally as 1 point. There were 10 questions for each reading comprehension passages, including various question types to evaluate the overall reading comprehension of the respondents. The second set of tests is the vocabulary test, which is intended to measure the size of vocabulary of the respondents as well as their knowledge for both general and academic vocabulary. The vocabulary test has a total of 60 items in multiple choice format. The test was comprised of the new general service list of English word test for 30 items and the new academic word list test comprised of also 30 items. After that, researchers will collect the test from the selected students in order to obtain the necessary data and information. The scores of the respondents to the given test that measure the level of vocabulary size of the students in terms of general and academic vocabulary and the level of reading comprehension of the first year BSED English students will be interpreted using the score tabulation table to get the equivalent percentage. Now, for the statistical treatment of data, the collected data will be subjected to the statistical treatment mean and persons R to measure the level and the relationship between the two variables. First, the researchers will use the mean formula in determining the level of the general and academic vocabulary size and the level of reading comprehension of the first year BSED English students in Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. The last one is the persons R correlation test. This will be used to measure the strength and relationship between the two variables, which are the general and academic vocabulary size and the reading comprehension of the first year BSED English students in Mindoro State University, Calapan City Campus. So that's conclude our research presentation. Thank you for listening.